This is
Okay,
why
go,
I'll do
go,
it.
go,
Okay,
go.
all right. So, silence, my people. Okay, so we have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. Tito.
Tito, shut up.
We have short leg.
Shut up, dude.
We're recording. Short leg is 5. The long leg is 5 radical 3. The hypotenuse is 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay? Another example. Let's say instead of having 5 as your short leg, let's say you had, I don't know, 6 as your long leg.
Bless you.
Like, so instead of having the whole number as the short leg, which is pretty easy because you can just multiply by radical 3, long leg, multiply by 2 to get the hypotenuse. Now you have a whole number as your long leg, which means in order to solve for this, instead of multiplying by radical 3, you're going to have to divide by radical 3. Yes?
Why is it radical 3?
Because in order to get from the short leg to the long leg, you have to multiply by radical 3.
Right.
In order to get from the long leg to the short leg, you have to divide by radical 3.
So what's the point here? Like, what are we trying to get to?
You're
The
trying.
short leg.
It's kind of funny that you asked that, because we're actually trying to find a shortcut for solving these problems.
Oh.
But it's turning into a long 2-day lesson.
Miss, I'm still confused.
Masha, just a moment.
Tito.
I know it's radical 3 because,
Short leg.
remember, we have, okay, hold on, that was bad.
That's a beautiful triangle. Or a retarded square.
Is that
Okay,
isosceles?
short leg multiplied by radical 3 is long leg. 2 times the short leg
There's so
is
many
the hypotenuse.
there's so many bullet points.
Okay? That's how I know. Because to get from the short leg to the long leg, you multiply by radical 3. To get from the long leg to the short leg, you divide by radical 3. Okay? Over there. But you can't ask me a question right now because I'm in the middle of a lesson that's recording.
They ask you questions.
Shut up. Just
It's
Tito,
about
just
this.
sit down.
Okay, ask me.
Yeah, when you have you just
recording as well.
when you have so
Recording.
X and this is Y. You want to find those two?
That's XS.
What are the angles?
Yusuf.
What are the angles?
It's still XX.
Yusuf.
36.
Halabas
Okay. All right, yeah.
Wait, you want to have a point?
Yeah.
60. And you have
Yeah.
Would this become 2?
Yeah.
Because the radicals cancel each other out.
Mhm.
Because you'll just divide by radical
Okay.
3.
Now,
So that
there's
means
an
the
issue
long.
here.
Okay, sorry.
Okay? A long, long mathematical tradition preserved. Okay, this is a throwback to the non-calculator days.
Means
So
extremes.
this is not considered to be a simplified radical form. You have to have a whole number in your denominator in order for it to be in simplified radical form. And the reason why I'm teaching you guys this is because that's the standard in math. And so if you do this in any other math class, or if you do this in from any other book, or from any other math test, or any other standardized test, or any other placement test, or any other like GCSEs
What is this?
or
What
high
is
school,
this?
hold on. Anything else, that will not be the correct simplified form. That's not your final answer.
Oopsies.
This is. Okay, so what we've done is we have to multiply radical 3 by radical 3 to get a whole number.
It's not the final.
Okay?
It's not the final.
And then we have to then, since basically we're dividing by radical 3 here because it's in the denominator, in order to undo that, we have to multiply.
By radical
So this
3.
is like becomes a 1.
So it's
It's like we're expanding the fraction of 6 radical 3 and we're changing the denominator to 3.
It's like a backwards L of multiplication.
It's not the final.
Sure. You can think of it that way.
So it's 3 times 3 times 3.
No,
No, it's just, it's
it's 6 radical
3
3.
times 3 under the radical square rooted, which is 3. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Tito.
Is that the final? Is that the
Yes, this is the final answer. So this is your short leg if your long leg is a whole number. Yes, Tito.
Can't you divide 3? Can't you take 3 out and make it?
Oh, whoops, sorry. No, that is not your final answer. Thank you.
Exactly. It's 6.
It's 2.
Yes, it's 2. It's 2. Tito, save the day. Okay.
Finally.
Oh, if I'm posting this online, I
Those
probably
beats are
shouldn't use
helping.
your first names. We will
No.
no longer use first names. You will all have code names.
Anonymous.
Okay,
Can I
now,
be Emily?
short leg. Sure, Emily. Okay, now,
Can I
hypotenuse.
be LeBron?
Sure, Leon.
I'll take Obama.
Okay, Obama.
No, miss, that's illegal.
No, it's not. Okay, 2 radical 3 times 2. 2 radical 3 times 2 is 4 radical 3. Because you have whole numbers multiplied.
Yeah, we're with you.
You have whole numbers that get multiplied. So whenever you have a radical and you're multiplying by a whole number, only the number on the outside gets multiplied. This is exactly the same rule as when we were simplifying the radicals. And we had, like, I don't know, 2 times radical 8. And we had to simplify the radical 8.
Radical 2.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Okay.
What happened? It's flapping.
So those are going to be your most complicated examples for a 30, 60, 90.
Okay.
Okay?
So
Rationalize the denominator.
after you divide the long leg from radical 3, you multiply it by radical 3 over radical 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Lamar.
Okay? All right, so why don't you guys continue on your worksheets and so that you can finish them so you have like a good documentation of it. All right? And I'm gonna continue helping the rest of the class. You guys try
Okay,
helping.
but
Oh, yes, question.
trying to make sure of something. So when you're from short to long, or from long to short, you multiply by radical 3?
No, short to long, short by multiple radical 3. Yeah, short to long.
What's the stuff?
Okay? To get from the short to the long, you have to multiply by radical 3.
Multiply by
Yeah.
radical 3?
And
And
then for the opposite,
you
you
divide.
Short to long, multiply by radical 3.
if it's opposite, you
divide.
divide.
Yeah. Okay.
When is it radical 2?
With a 45-45.
Oh. Oh, thank you for clarifying everything.
You're welcome.
When these two sides are the same.
Then how do we find out the two sides if that one's radical?
Because you know radical
Okay,
2?
so let's say instead you had like that's a radical or that's a radical?
That one.
This one?
No,
Top
the
right,
one.
top
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I don't know, what radical do you want it to be?
Radical
7.
Sure, okay, that's radical 7, which means that this leg has to be, you're not going to like
Wait, which
this.
problem is this?
We're making up a problem.
So is it number 5?
No, we're
Number
making up
Gosh.
a problem.
I mean,
LeBron,
LeBron.
The video check is recorded.
LeBron, have patience.
man.
And I'm LeBron.
Okay, that's the answer. So what's happening is you have to then divide this by radical 2 to get this.
Miss, I believe it's radical 7. Even simple.
Radical 7. That makes no sense.
What's radical 7?
You have to simplify it.
Answer.
No.
You can't simplify
You
anything.
can't. This is under the radical, and that's a whole number.
Oh.
And so these don't get simplified.
Oh.
If it looked like this, then yeah, you could simplify it. If it looks like this, then yeah, you could simplify it.
So it's 7.
But it looks like this. One's radical, one's not. You can't simplify it. No, it's not 7. It's not 7. It's radical 14 divided by 2.
How did we get there?
We had to take x radical 2, x times radical 2 equals radical 7.
But why radical 2?
because it's a 45.
Okay.
Okay? So in order to get from the short leg to the hypotenuse, you multiply by radical 2. In order to get from the hypotenuse to the short leg, you divide by radical 2. Okay?
Radical.
Yeah. All right? Now, you have divide by radical 2. Simplified radical form, no radical in the denominator. Rationalize the denominator. Okay, just like we did before.
So it's a 14 because we multiply 7 by 2.
Yes,
And
then
see,
the
these
other
get
radicals
multiplied
canceled
because they're
out.
under the radical.
Alright.
Oh,
These get
divide.
simplified to 2. And then you leave it.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
I think you have enough information.
What if you're
Yeah.
given some?
Okay?
Can I-
All right, can you stop the recording
No,
and
no,
then
can
I'll
I-
answer?
Just one more situation. What if you're given? Is this going on
No.
Foxnet?
Yeah, it's going on Foxnet.
What if you're given something like that?
What is that?
What triangle?
What are the angles?
I'm LeBron, by the way. Yeah.
Actually,
40.
technically, I think legally I couldn't post this.
Why?
40 and 45? Oh, then we have to use
Oh, sorry,
sine, cosine,
40.
tangent.
40, 45.
Oh, 45?
Yeah, right.
Okay, are you ready? This is the first problem. I'm doing the first problem for you on the
Ow,
worksheet.
ow, ow, stop it.
The legs are the same, 45, 45, and the hypotenuse is a leg length multiplied by radical 2.
You get that, Foxnet?